All right, well, in here we go with more business updates this morning. How are you doing? It's 8 minutes off the clock of, it's 2 minutes off the clock of 8 a.m. in the morning, rather. And you're still watching Smart Means Business. I'm Jerome Paul Sango in here. We do kick off this hour with the business tip. And the business tip says you shouldn't focus on why you can't do something, which is what most people do. You should focus on why perhaps you can and be one of the exceptions. So you shouldn't focus on why you can't do something, which is what most people do. You should focus on why perhaps you can and be one of the exceptions. So because most people focus a lot on what they can't do, but definitely forget about the things that they can definitely, or they then focus on the things that instead of focusing on the things that they can do, they tend to focus on the things that they can't do. So on the other hand, is that try to build your life around positivity and then see some quite good changes at the end of it all. This is what the tip is saying. Let's put our focus on the things that we can do and forget those that we can't do. Now let's get our business quotes of the morning. Well, so the business quote says, success is not what you have, but who you are. Coming in from Bo Bennett, saying that success is not what you have or what you own, but who you are as an individual determines a lot about success. Your mentality, how your mindset, and of course, how you react to certain things is more of what will determine the kind of success that you will be able to achieve. Not forgetting your commitment, courage, and putting everything, every dot to how it is supposed to be heading. And of course, beside the business tips and the business quotes this morning, now we're going to the social media trends as well. Now, one of the key trends that have been ongoing within the entire few days back, if you're to look back on the timeline, the country has been basically rotating around the Entebbe International Airport, everyone giving their side of the story, what needs to be done, and of course the bribes that are actually taking place, corruption tendencies at the airport, going back to travelers, missing flights, and of course costing people lots of money at the end of the day. For someone to at least get onto the plane, you have to pay extra fees. Of course, there are those who have actually encountered some of those challenges who had to share their side of the story. But of course, on social media, everyone had what to say, and it's still amongst the trends in the country. Let's have more from the social media trends to see what among the rest did the people tweet about it. Kama Freddy, hashtag future secured, hashtag Museveni nomination, 2nd November, with the tweet breaking news, State House Anti-Corruption Unit at anti-graph _SH is investigating the Entebbe International Airport saga, and we need victims, video clips, complaints, or any more information and any evidence. We shall protect all the persons who give us information. That is according to what the Entebbe Airport has been able to reveal this morning in regards to, according to what was revealed yesterday in that tweet. Then Ava Marie 86 says all staff at Entebbe International Airport in operational areas will be required to put on uniforms with their entrance, will not be allowed to operate their mobile phones while serving passengers. That is according to the kind of reports that was actually coming in from most of the social media users in regards to the Entebbe crisis and saga, and of course sharing their stories of how they treated while at the airport. Now, Ugandan Patriot at the Ugandan _Patriot says that while at Entebbe International Airport, do not accept to be intimidated through extortion or bribery. And the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority has listened to our outcry and provided phone numbers, an email and a WhatsApp number to contact in case anyone is mishandling you as a passenger at Viluja at Lomonia Olive. the people who were tagged in that particular tweet by the Ugandan Patriot at Ugandan_Patriot with the same tweet in regards to the Entebbe International Airport crisis that has had many people share their story or their side of the story, also making sure that the government comes in real quick. Abdul Dilshan Wasike at Wasike Abdul with a tweet that the owner of the Entebbe International Airport cafeteria should also be charged. You can't be selling a 1,000 shilling donut at 8,000 shillings. Also, the airport Forex Bureau has its own dollar rate. That is according to Abdul Dilshan Wasike at Wasike Abdul, who says now there is also another thing that needs to be tackled that includes the Entebbe International Airport cafeteria. And of course, if you've been at the airport, there's a cafeteria around the waiting area that is before you check in, which is actually selling quite a number of the eateries so expensively. At the Blaze, the Blaze with a tweet that is at Blaze_Blaze, to think that those who are saying that the Entebbe International Airport tweets are part of the gig is then dismissing the alleged claims is to miss the point. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck. So that is according to the Blaze at Blaze_Blaze. So he says that if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, walks like a duck, moves like a duck, then it is a duck indeed. King at infamous_tweet with a tweet that the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority Deputy Director General Ms. Olive Burundi promised to enhance customer service training for all stakeholders operating at the Entebbe International Airport. Hashtag Entebbe Airport. So everyone who's having their claims of missing flights and all bad fishes extorting money off them, you have where to report to, according to the kind of scenarios that we're seeing now. John Katumba at the Rio Katumba John is a big thank you to all the TikTokers and social media influencers for their efforts in exposing corruption at the Entebbe International level. Keep up the great work in holding those in power accountable. Let's work together to fight corruption in all sectors. His hashtag was corruption. John Katumba, former presidential candidate as of 2021, with that particular tweet at Rio Katumba John, with the details regarding very huge thanks giving to the social media creators in there. Now, Maruge at Mayanja Fred 16 with a tweet that what should be netted next after Entebbe International Airport. Now, he knocks down 4 government agencies beside the Entebbe International Airport. The Uganda police, and in a poll that he apparently put up, according to the votes, 15.8% asked for the Uganda police to first separate. Then the Uganda Revenue Authority picking up with 26.3%. But of course, the bigger government organization or government body that most people still have issues with currently is NERA, taking up 31.6% of that vote. Then 26.3% of the rest did vote that all of the government bodies need to be scrutinized and netted after the Entebbe International Airport, because everybody has got their say in regards to how they are being treated by the government bodies. Well, of course, what is your side of the story in regards to the Entebbe International Airport? You can use the hashtag Smart24 updates for more of those, and maybe we can share with the rest of the viewers in regards to how your opinion has been rounded out. Now, more business updates coming up this particular morning. This time around, we look at the standardization of oil products. People involved in the substandard products are basically going to face it rough this time around, as Uganda is now focusing its eyes on the oil and gas sector. But besides the same kind of situation, billions of money have been lost due to importation of oil products, of which some of them are fake. And then you get to understand the issue to do with standardization of these products, or importing of standard products does not only limit us to the oil products, but also goes back to those who actually importing other products that are basically maybe scholastic material, essential products, health products, and all that. So with this particular update, we look at the standardization of oil products within the country, especially those that are being imported through Uganda, to Uganda. Let's have.
It's the biggest challenge we have in this Ugandan market. The oil marketing, there are some oil marketing companies that really do their best to bring the best products into the market that are enjoyed by all the other markets across the world. Okay. However, we have some groups of people that bring in substandard products to market them as products that fit the vehicle specifications in the country. And that is where our problem is. They distort the market, they dupe customers, and make sure that they earn money that is not due to them, because they are selling substandard products. You also have people who are just involved in counterfeit. They use used oil and recycle it and package it in branded containers and sell it as if they were products from the original manufacturers of these lubricants. That is distorting the market, that is cheating the customer, that is making the public think the big brands are selling wrong products or the other people are selling wrong products, which is really wrong. So this standardization process will help us and will help UNBS to put on the ground its feet on what exactly should be marketed and sold in the market here in Uganda. The lab that the ED talked about will also help. If a customer feels that he has bought a lubricant that is not of standard, they can walk to that lab, test it, and make sure that he gets compensated if he has been cheated. So this process we are working on is very helpful for the consumer, and it's also helpful for the general public to understand that lubrication is very key in their major assets. 2025 is a very exciting time or period that all of us are looking forward to, because that is the time that we expect our first oil to come out, and we expect, or we hope, that is the time the refinery will also be able to deliver to the market some product that will be marketed by my association members. This will give us the opportunity to reduce on importation of petroleum products, which of course, cost a lot of money or foreign exchange to the government of Uganda. So we'll be able to sell these products coming from our own refinery, and the government or the Ugandan economy will earn from that. So we look forward to that opportunity, and we think it's a very brilliant future for the petroleum industry in Uganda. Of course, especially for products or petroleum products that are coming from our own refinery. There is no reasonable person that would import petroleum products from out of the country, and yet we have petroleum refined products coming 240 kilometers away in Hoima. Why do you go all the way to the Middle East to import petroleum or diesel, and yet you have it 200 kilometers away? There is a cost issue, there is just the national interest issue. All of us will be able to sell Ugandan products, and we are very excited about that. The standard is as good as its implementation. Okay? We are going to sit here and we are going to put together very technical, detailed things that will make sure that the lubricant that will come out of whoever is blending it is the actual lubricant. Okay? There will be people who will try to shortcut the process and blend something that does not represent the standard and purport it to be the standard. Those are the people who erode the confidence of our public and the customers, because they have lied the public. So it depends on how UNBS enforces that standard, and the professional oil marketing companies, how they commit to the standard and make sure that they deliver to the customer what has been promised by the standard. So for me, this process is good. It's key in making sure that we are aligned to the international standards, but the implementation is between UNBS and the marketing companies that blend these products and deliver them to the market. Of course, the association, for us as the association, will ensure that the standard that has been put in place is what we will implement as the oil marketers, to deliver the product to the market. We cannot allow our members to misrepresent the standard. Yeah, it would be wrong. It would be I want to use a word. It would be indecent of us that represent the industry to dupe the public, because the public is where our support comes from, and the customers are the ones that give us the business that we want to have. I should say billions of liters annually.
Do you have a figure to that?
No, I can't give you an exact figure, but if I give you that Uganda imports close to 5 or so billion liters every year, you can get the numbers. Okay? So if you get those numbers and that number is replaced by our own local product, then you will know how much money we should expect from the refining process or from the product that is going to come out of Hoima. Yeah, it's enormous. It's enormous resources that we'll save, and the outlook is big and beautiful for the country.
And of course, as we continue to look at the issue to do with the oil products in Uganda that are actually being imported, you get to look at the oil and gas sector here in Uganda, where the big headline is amongst the key issues is that Uganda started fast oil drilling. And of course, I'll just give you some of the key highlights coming in here from, for example, the Daily Monitor this morning in regards to Uganda's fast oil drilling. And one of the key updates that you definitely need to understand about the entire oil and gas sector. Now, for example, when you look at the 92 kilometer Hoima Kaiso Tonya Road, which is actually straight heading to the oil field, that is basically looking at the Kingfisher oil field, formerly known as the exploration area. It's part of the Kingfisher field development area and around the Hoima district, that is in the Chikube district. So on the same situation, the oil drilling, if you look at the successful drilling of oil wells in 2006 by the Australian Wildcat Hartman Resources and its Anglo-Irish partner Tullow Oil, led to the summation of Uganda's oil depots as commercially viable. So stretching back to 2006. But now, as we look at the fact that Uganda has started its first oil drilling, goes back to everyone who's going to be engaging in the oil and gas sector here in Uganda. And this is one of the reasons as to why we have more of the details here, basically rotating around standardization of these oil products. So even the key players who will be involved once Uganda starts, once we get our first drop of oil that is highly expected by 2025, then we shall have to at least look at the quality of oil and of course, and quality of oil products that will be made out of it, which also includes bringing out and exporting genuine products, because currently billions of shillings is being lost due to importation of the oil products as well. And of course, the standards are supposed to be implemented by the key players within the oil and gas sector. So it's something we should be looking at steadily and try to understand how best this would be done. For that same matter, it is a way that I do believe we can also be part of the substandard by eliminating the substandard products that are being brought out of the country at the end of it all. So when you look at Uganda's journey to the oil and gas sector, for all the players, especially those who are actually actively supplying, especially the suppliers to the oil and gas sector as well, they need to be supplying quality products at the end of it all, as we look through different oil products that are actually coming through to the country. But then what else shall we be able to produce after we receive our first drop of oil? Now, besides that kind of situation, also be reminded that with the key highlights within here is that the production license that is for the oil and gas sector is a footnote in the grand scheme of things that the government and the oil companies that actually engaging in this, which includes Sinop, Total, there's Tula Oil, which have since closed shop in town, were involved in tightrope pulling on the commercialization plan for Uganda's oil project. This is just a generalization of Uganda's oil and gas sector. Well, besides that same situation, as we look at the oil and gas here in Uganda, looking at the issue to do with standardization of these products, there is a very huge claim, according to the Sustainable Energy and Petroleum Association of Uganda's official, that is Anthony Ogalo, who does believe that there are quite a number of people who are involved in substandard products, and of which they have actually pushed it to the oil and gas sector, which they do believe should not affect us at the end of the day if we stood up immediately at the starting point when we are still importing most of these oil products or products that are made out of oil. As we're heading out of the break, the markets on the Zabo platform are already open. So what you should definitely need to do at this moment is to quickly invest in government bonds. And the only platform that you can use to invest in is Zabo. Zabo is a platform by Otex East Africa, and it's definitely giving you a room to invest in government bonds. Use the USSD code *292#, then definitely follow up more on the government bonds. The markets, which have already opened at 8:15 a.m., will close at 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time. They'll only be closed during the weekends and on public holidays. But if you have no account yet, what you need to do is use your NIN, register with Zabo, and in the next 24 hours, you'll be able to invest in government bonds. That way, you will kickstart your investment journey with Zabo. Zabo, my money, my future. Otex East Africa says, do something new. After the break, I'll be back with sports business and entertainment business with Barija Andrew. So stick around for more.